for me because for 4 years I've been screaming not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay Z are monsters.
Yo,
And the
Jay-Z
victim
coming.
making machine kept going on.
Yo, Jay-Z, whoa. Now, this is where things get a little scary because when she brings that into the forefront now, she brings that to the mainstream media now. Now people are becoming aware. Now mainstream media appears more than the audience. They're now about to start Googling and researching Jay-Z and his conspiracy theories and his crimes. And they're about to start uncovering the underground TikTokers, the underground YouTubers who are making some very compelling pieces.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
The cost of prescription drugs in California can be devastating, but help is finally on the way. Prop 34 will drastically cut costs for Medi-Cal patients, permanently authorizing California to negotiate lower prices. Plus, 34 will save taxpayers millions annually by forcing corporate pharmaceutical distributors to spend taxpayer funding on patients. So remember, for lower costs to taxpayers and better outcomes for patients, yes on 34.
Because that's what he does.
You see what y'all did, bro? So all the underground YouTube channels, bro, who hosted Jaguar Wright in her stories for years. Yo, see what y'all did, bro? Jaguar Wright is like a black treasure, man. She's like a cultural icon. Like that belongs here. Taking Jaguar Wright and exposing her to mainstream, bro, is gonna get her hurt or sued. And that's one of the things that like I've asked a lot of people over the years, bro, especially in the industry. Jaguar Wright has been telling these stories for 5+ years now, implicating a lot of people. Why haven't anybody sued her? Why haven't Jay-Z or Diddy, get involved with Jaguar Wright and get her out the paint? Like, are y'all not suing her because, well, there's really nothing to gain from suing Jaguar Wright? Or are y'all not suing her because she's telling the truth? Now, she goes on and she explains, like, so, like, Jaguar Wright is brilliant because she has, like this skill of saying a lot and trying to tie people in with things that really doesn't tie them in with it, right? So, for example, like, she starts off by saying, Epstein did this and this. They all have one person in common. Sean Carter. Well, like, if you look at the name, you're like, no, they got a lot more in common than just Jay-Z, bro. Like, these people are Hollywood elite, bro. They have a lot more people in common than just Jay-Z.
He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
Eventually, she gives back to Diddy, and I take issue, man, of some consideration, man, to how she's painting Diddy. Diddy's a monster. Diddy's a horrible human being. But Diddy ain't an anomaly, homie. Like, she calls Diddy Satan. Like, she calls Diddy the worst, most dangerous human being she's ever met. Like, be for real, bruh.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
Cruelty-free artistry.
right. There's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations of the misogyny in the lyrics.
That's why I say Jay-Z is in some serious trouble. Because now they're just fitting all the terms under the umbrella of hip-hop tyranny, bruh. Misogyny. When you hear them start throwing out terminology like that, bro, misogyny, anything fits in that category. It doesn't matter what you do, They can find something you did to fit in that category of misogyny. Diddy signing Foxy Brown, and subjecting her to rapping some raunchy lyrics as a minor. That right there is misogyny. So when you hear them just start throwing out terms like that, but be very careful, man, because you know what's coming next, homie.
clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to be borne out by his charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met.
Yeah, they talking about this man like he's a boogeyman, bro. Yo, when you say Diddy name 3 times, man, and Satan, Lucifer pops up, bro. Yo, come, oh my God.
A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil.
Yeah, y'all out of pocket for this, man. Yo, y'all not right for this, bro. Y'all out of pocket, man. But she does start saying some things, though, you know, that I do think is absolutely correct. She starts saying some things like, yo, Diddy, you know, was just a handler, which for every industry there's a handler, right? Right now, the handler of hip hop is Jay-Z, and we've seen it on various occasions, bro. Right? Jay-Z has been given too many tools, bro, because Jay-Z is somebody who we respect and who we would, you know, walk for. In terms of Diddy, you know, she's saying, yo, these people gave Diddy the power. They put Diddy in this position, and he abused the power like they wanted him to. Now, she starts reaching, you know, a little beyond her bridges, bro, when she starts saying Lucian Grange, Clyde Davis, and these other elites, bro. You start saying those names on Piers Morgan, you can expect a visit soon.
I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it.
A lot of us drive around and see somebody living on the streets and we think, why won't they just go get a job?
This is Amelia, and she spent her career actually getting to the bottom of this question.
The problem is when that person goes to apply for a job, most employers ask for things like your ID, your address, or your bank account. And what do you do if you don't have those things?
So she runs a new kind of staffing agency specifically for this population.
We really focus on eliminating those real-life barriers, housing, financial literacy, transportation, that prevent people from showing up for work every day. So they can be working in 72 hours or less. The misconception is those individuals don't want to work, but we have a line out the door every single day. And in 2023, we helped over 7,600 men and women find employment. People that nobody else would hire. What we've done is taken people who are utilizing a lot of costly resources, and they've become working taxpayers and active members of their community.
This theory I'm 100% here for, because we don't need to have too much brain power or dive too deep or do too much research to see this theory play out in real time. Y'all remember when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for the national anthem, kneeling for the flag, and had black folks ready to march and boycott the NFL because they blackballed Colin Kaepernick from out the league for kneeling? Y'all remember that, bro? Y'all remember who co-opted the movement, got ahead of it like a leader, who was quick to say, hey, yeah, we boycotting the NFL. Nobody is gonna perform. No black artist is gonna perform. Travis Scott is trying to perform. Hey, Travis, don't perform. Jermaine Dupri is being contacted by the NFL to take on this new role as like the halftime show performance coordinator. So he said, nah, Jermaine, nah, don't take that. We're not rocking with the NFL. He co-opted a movement to appear as a leader, forcing the hand of the NFL to give him the deal that he told Jermaine Dupri to turn down. And you know who took it? Jay-Z took that deal. He took the deal. Because, you know, a handler is somebody who's always being planted, especially, bruh, in the culture for subservient people. Niggas love to be subservient. That's a fact. right? So Jay-Z, who acted as and co-opted the movement as, yo, I'm the leader now of this movement. That right there was by design. Became the leader, why? Because now you control which way we go. He got the bag from the leadership, and then he told black folks, oh, we is done marching. Y'all still marching? Y'all still kneeling for the flag, nigga? Huh? That's dumb. Stop kneeling, bro. Ew, stop kneeling, bro. Bro, we done with that. After he got the bag. After he got the bag to lead us down the, yo, we're not kneeling no more. To look out for the bottom line of the infrastructure. So, yes, that's a lot. I believe 100%. Because we've seen it play out time after time.
For all of its precious jewels, we have too many losses. The list of wrongs is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's being now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy.
I've heard this a lot, but who is Diddy going to tell him? Like, to think that Diddy is going to turn somebody in is to think the feds are looking for Diddy to turn somebody in. It's to think the feds are these superheroes who came in to save the day because they realized that vulnerable people were being exploited and harmed by Diddy? No! The feds could give a damn if your local Instagram
Let's see, what's all about this week?
at a free call, right? Getting banged out for like $1,500. No. The feds came in because they heard about Diddy blackballing a lot of elite and executives because he had these things on tape. The feds came in looking for those tapes, looking to save the very same people that you believe Diddy is about to turn in. Man, Diddy is Epstein. Right? Epstein couldn't turn in Bill Clinton and Bill Gates if he wanted to. Homie, the feds will kill you themselves if you think you're about to turn in billionaires and politicians, homie. What you think this is? Right? What? Like what? You think we were trying to save those raggedy victims of your no. No, we came to protect the bad. We came to protect Lucy and Green. We came to protect the elites that you thought you was about to blackball and blackmail. Not happening, homie. So no, I don't believe that Diddy is about to turn on anybody because he don't have nobody to turn on. The target is Diddy.
The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape.
That right there is what it's all about. He got everybody on tape. Everyone. Lucian Green, Clyde Davis, everyone is on tape, bro. Yo, the fans don't care about your local IG vixen getting her back blown out for $20 at a Diddy free ball, homie. They just don't care. They care about Clyde Davis and Lucian Green. And that's who they're coming for, bro. Yo, Diddy started off as Diddy. Started off as the handler, right? Just like how Jay-Z is now in position, as the nigga wrangler. Like that was Diddy's role at some point. But at some point, Diddy wanted to, amend for his sins. He wanted to be brother love. He wanted to start donating to HBCUs. And they said, hey, bro, we made you the nigga wrangler for a reason, homie. What is you doing? What is you doing? You see, Diddy ain't as cutthroat as Jay-Z. Jay-Z is someone who we know for a fact. Jay-Z ain't going against his best interest. Diddy started to go back and forth. Diddy started to play both sides. He wanted to be, Negro friendly, but also wanted to work for the infrastructure, and you can't do that. And I do believe that Diddy started to go outside of his bridges, bro. He started to feel himself and smell himself. He started to blackmail and threaten and get things done. Like, who did he think he was giving back the publishing to black artists? Excuse me? And that's where a lot of this trouble started, bro. He started to get back publishing.
See, people keep looking at him like he's this Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We gotta stop making ditties.
Okay.
And if we're gonna do that, then we gotta go back. We gotta go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically. And Clyde Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Now pay attention. She said Jay-Z and Diddy and a lot of other black folks' names in this entire soliloquy she's on, right? She said a lot of names that belong to the culture. The minute she said Clyde Davis, bruh, Pierce like, hold up, bruh. Hold up, yo, I gotta protect my own, man. That's when Pierce started putting out disclaimers of, yo, Clyde is not here to defend himself, and we can't. And then he threw in Jay-Z, but if that was the case, yo, you would have said this like 30 minutes ago when she mentioned Jay-Z the first time. But you put out the disclaimer automatically once she involves Clyde Davis. Yo, these dudes are sick, man.
Since Me Too began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? It's insane that people confuse him.
I can speak towards the validity of this. I do know that James he was dating Aaliyah. I didn't know that Jay-Z also dated Aaliyah, or Jay-Z had plans on dating Aaliyah, or Jay-Z is the one who gave Aaliyah to R. Kelly. I don't even think that R. Kelly and Jay-Z were like, cause I know they did the tour, but I didn't know that Jay. co-sign whatever Jagger Wright say. Yo, Vlad is like, hold up, no, I'm sorry. Yo, Vlad like, listen, bro, like I can talk about this Diddy stuff, bro. Diddy's a monster, bro. But when you start including Jay-Z and all that nonsense, bro, I'm not co-signing that. So Vlad outright said, listen, Jagger Wright is a conspiracy theorist.
What did you make of what you just heard?
Well, Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist. I don't really co-sign anything that she says. I've never had her on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
You don't believe her?
I've been 20 years, and a lot of this stuff is just. Stuff she's heard, things she's making up, and so forth. I'm not saying that there aren't serious things that Diddy may have done, but yeah, I can't co-sign anything that Jaguar Wright is saying. If that's your question.
Well, I mean, obviously, since we last spoke, there have now been these charges against him, which are incredible.
This is why I respect Black TV's opinion opposed to these other internet chicks. You see, it could be very easy for Vlad to say, yeah, listen, yo, Diddy did everything, Jay-Z is also guilty, and sort of play into this new narrative now of the entire industry is evil, and I'm the only true secret, they don't look good. No, bro, Vlad is taking the most common sense approach to this, which is, yo, yeah, but like Jay-Z probably did some bad stuff. Diddy probably did some bad stuff, right? Is everything true? Probably not, right? You know, was Jay-Z out here tying up women, putting them in suitcases, and getting them killed and drugging them, putting them on planes? Like the Jay-Z drug Aaliyah and put her on a plane? Probably not, right? Right? Like Black TV is taking a common sense approach, and he's not getting too like concerned or diving too deep into these conspiracy theories, and he's calling it out. Just like other people, right? Like folks who probably right now they're, on the latter end of their careers, they're trying to stay relevant any way they like know how. They're going on these platforms, bro, and they are playing into every conspiracy theory they can play into, bro. Oh, wow. Oh, I know 300 women that Diddy did. Oh, I knew. Yo, I told Tupac before Tupac died that these 300 women were victimized by Diddy, and that's why me and Tupac was coming together to take down Diddy. Because Tupac knew that Diddy was victimizing women, and Tupac was trying to save the black women Diddy was victimizing. Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know.
Being a CEO and being global, I'm pretty sure that's good. Is now the time to introduce the interns? Yeah. Hey, I should be myself. Well, the cookies on. We decided to take me part of that mental program. You have to
Is it?
That's a very real moment. And having to relive is painful. Go ask how I am. But hey, listen, man. If you got another 1,500 for me, bro, I can come back and listen, bro, because you don't know, like, listen, I told a Tupac story, but I also got a story about Biggie. Man, come, right, bro, Vlad would need the money. So Vlad is not gonna, Vlad is not gonna come with these platforms and just lie and tell stories, bro. Right? You know, like the big quick thing. No, his reputation means more to him than the quick bag. Now, I'm sure Jaguar Wright probably tells some truth, and I'm sure Jaguar Wright, probably like, she probably doesn't fit into the category I just described, because she was doing this before the money was here. But these other rappers and YouTubers and these others, like people in music, bro, and these celebrities, bro, they're only doing this for a bag, bro. Don't get confused. Now, what's kind of interesting too, right, is after like Piers Morgan interviewed Vlad, he interviewed a lawyer who's apparently representing somebody who has been victimized by Diddy, and this lawyer starts bringing like the cultural conversations to Piers Morgan. Like she starts calling Vlad a culture vulture and like what type of weird stuff, bro. Which one was inappropriate too? It has no place on Piers Morgan. Like why are you even bringing this up? But she's mad that Vlad TV isn't playing into the conspiracy theories, right, and sensationalizing it because she's representing somebody, right, who can benefit from people like Vlad TV sensationalizing this and not calling things like this a conspiracy theory.
I also want to address Mr. Vlad, who I know to be a culture vulture, who takes from the black community and doesn't give back and puts artists in situations where then they are indicted by the police, and he's very much so what we call police type investigation in the black community, and for him to repudiate what Mrs. Wright has said, I thought was completely out of line. He can say he doesn't agree, which is fine, but for him to be someone who constantly uses the black community and uses them as a means for his platform, I thought that was very inconsiderate and unprofessional.
If y'all don't know, before this Diddy stuff, like I probably already explained in this video, before this Diddy stuff, her new hustle or her old hustle was she was representing women who were lying on famous athletes and famous rappers, hoping to get a settlement and not go to court. That was her hustle. The one hustle that blew up in her face because Chris Brown had messages and receipts to prove the woman that she was representing was lying. And then she dropped the woman and said, hey, I didn't know about these notes, right? So like, who's more of a danger and a vulture? Somebody who's representing women who are lying and stealing money from famous athletes and rappers, or someone, who's doing interviews and paying these rappers and athletes and entertainers tens of thousands of dollars to tell their story. I think it's the woman who, right, like who's lying on athletes and rappers and taking their money from them, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, bro? Do y'all believe Jaguar Wright, or are you guys on the side of Vlad TV where y'all think Jaguar Wright is a conspiracy theorist? Or is it right in the middle? Let me know. And if you're still watching, man, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, man, to find out why the Hollywood elites are scared of this coming out. Click on this video here. This is Todd C. Guzzy. He goes by Chris Todd. Honestly, he goes by a lot of names, bro. Like, bro has a different name each and every day. Like, whenever he drops something new, a professional project, bro, he has a new name attached to that project. And we will find out exactly why he keeps changing his name shortly. He's currently the talk of the town on TikTok, Twitter, and social media. Everybody is talking about this dude and the book he recently released. So he released a book on Amazon called Kim's Lost Words. Now, this man claims that this is Kim Porter's lost journal. That this is a journal that Kim Porter was keeping, documenting, and writing all her experiences throughout her entire time dating Diddy. This was supposed to be Kim Porter's memoir, autobiography, that Kim Porter never got to release, but somehow he got his hands on it. He got possession of it because, he got sent the book or the diary from Kim Porter's friends, who he can't name, by the way. Smart people automatically had their antennas up when they heard this dude speak, because it didn't make sense whatsoever. Her friends wanted him to put this out without the permission of her family, and all the proceeds of money is going to him and none is going to her family is absolutely insane. So a lot of people were skeptical, but people began to get more skeptical when they began to dig in this dude's past and discovered, okay, like this man has done this before. He's done multiple murder mysteries. He's done multiple books that's been sketchy, including one of the books where he recently released, where he claims that, the second person that helped OJ murder his victims confessed to him.
Raging Heart is the best book to read to understand OJ's relationships with the mob guys. He only went to college for 2 years. Just 2 years at JUCO, 2 years at USC. And he's already meeting these shady LA mob guys right away. This OJ thing is the craziest stuff you've ever heard in your life. But that's what the LAPD did. They planted the glove behind the house. It's a classic mob setup.
My guest today is Chris Todd. Chris is a private investigator who wrote a book about the accomplice involved in the O.J. Simpson murder case. He has a confession from the killer who describes exactly how he and O.J. carried out the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman back in 1994.
You come on, son. The accomplice confessed to you, but of course, you can't give the accomplice entire identity and everybody involved. You see, he has a formula, right? He gets something mysterious, obscure. He gets a letter, he gets a book, he gets a confession, just out the blue. Because people, out of everybody on the planet, people just want him to have all the dirty scoop. And, he runs this play over and over and over again. And whenever he publishes a new book or a new movie or something else, he publishes under a different name, so people automatically don't attach the stigma that comes with him and his lies to the new work. This time around, it's Kim Porter, right? The ex-wife of Diddy. Now, it would appear, though, that he's capitalizing off the entire Diddy drama and the entire Diddy rumor. Because if somebody had the lost memoir of Kim Porter documenting the abuse by Diddy, in this climate, that memoir could be sold for millions. And they're going to give it to you for free. Be for real, bro. But that's what he claims. And per usual, he wrote the book under another alias. This time he's going by Jamal. I wonder why he put the alias Jamal. Was it to appear as if he was black to make it more believable? So I'll be sure, and Kim's family, who's 100% sure this story is fabricated and made up, actually sent him a cease and desist. Now, when they sent him a cease and desist to stop, apparently he didn't stop, and he was committed to taking this as far as he could take it. All right. So what they did do is they reached out to Amazon. The legal team reached out to Amazon, and they sent a cease and desist to Amazon and told them to take this down. And here's how you know that Chris Todd is full of fish. So what Amazon then do after Kim Porter's family let them know, hey, bro, that book is fake, it's fraudulent, take it down, it's not true. Amazon reached out to Chris Todd and tell Chris Todd, okay, provide us, with the tape, with the book, with any proof you have that proves that this book was written by Kim Porter, or prove who gave it to you. Chris Todd couldn't provide any of that. Not one piece of evidence whatsoever. So Amazon decided that they was going to take it down. So after Amazon took down the book, he's now desperate and doing a lot of press, trying to cling on to this moment and get any last publicity he can out of this moment. But when he does press and do these interviews, he comes off even more dishonest and disingenuous. So he does one interview with Mark Lamont Hill where he says, somebody gives him the hard drive and he can't be 100% sure this is actually Kim Worth, so why publish it? But then he says something after that makes me 100% sure this dude is just a con artist looking for a quick buck.
But my point is, someone came to the hard drive saying that Kim wrote it, that something we don't know for sure. and it gave you a story that could or could not have happened. We don't know for sure. But as a journalist, you made decisions about whether you trusted it or not. Why do you trust that story enough to publish it?
Sure. First of all, I'm an investigator. That's really what I am. I say I'm an investigative journalist. I'm an investigative producer, journalist, and author.
Yes.
I am. I was also an actor and a director and a writer. I was. Okay, so there's many things. I'm not one thing. But when I do something like this, I'm an investigator. Do you think I really would just trust them? Whatever they said is true? Absolutely.
I hope not. That's the question.
Absolutely not.
So how do you investigate it? What do you do?
I'm getting at that. Okay, it's the same process on all these books you see behind me, and I have a lot more cases than that. I have over 30. It's the same process. If you watch my interviews and you listen to how I talk about how I investigate someone or something, I'm all over you. I don't believe you at first. And if I see any red flags, I'm out. I never saw any red flags.
If somebody asking for money for a story from a dead person who never put out a story or red flag?
If who's asking?
If somebody comes to you and says, hey, there's a famous person who died, and I have a secret memoir with no authentication of it, I'll pay you, I'll sell this to you. Is that in and of itself not a red flag?
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
Because see, and also I'll say this too, because people know me in the Hollywood game, and I'm unorthodox and I'm controversial, and they know people deserve to get paid.
What if there was a way to turn playtime into math time? You say it can't be done? That's where you're wrong. Check out Professor Dad teaching his son about spatial relationships like high and low and up and down. Up, down. Up and down. Up, down.
Hey, buddy, can you help me sort these out?
And here's Dad turning dessert into a lesson on patterns.
Not eat, sort. Okay, we're gonna put the blackberries with the blackberry family. Then we put the raspberries with the raspberries. And put the blueberries together. Good job.
And the sandbox? It's a great place to teach counting and spark spatial awareness.
Hey, bud, how many shovelfuls do you think it'll take me to fill up this bucket? 100? What?
All I'm saying is, make math a part of your next day at the park. If you start these ideas,
Everyone deserves to get paid is his response to using the image and likeness of somebody who's deceased, claiming you're using their last words while they were enduring abuse at the hands of Diddy. And then you publish it. You can't confirm if it's real or not. And your response to publishing unverified claims, claiming it's Kim Porter's last word is, well, everybody deserves to get paid, bro. Man. So what? I published Kim Porter's last words, allegedly, without her family's permission, and I'm receiving all the money. We all deserve to get paid, right? Yo, you's a scumbag, bro.
Albie Shore, Kim Porter's ex-husband, has threatened legal action, calling the book fake. How do you address his challenge to the authenticity of the alleged memo?
Al doesn't have the flash drive, so how would he know? How does he know what Kim wrote? And Al wasn't fully in Kim's life, so I'm not going to bring up some personal stuff about Albie Shore and his son and Diddy adopting him. I'm not going to do that. But if he wants to have a conversation, have a conversation. He wants to sue Jeff Bezos, good luck.
It's as if his thick skull isn't computing. That if there was a flash drive, if this was real, the first people who deserve to know about it is Kim Porter's family. So Chris Todd telling Albie Shore and Kim Porter's family, well, you don't have the hard drive, how would you know? That's the point. Like, that's the point we're getting to. If a hard drive does exist of Kim Porter's last word, a dead woman with a family and kids, her family and kids should be in possession of her last words, and they should be the deciding factor on what to do with her last words, not you. You have no stake in hold to that. And the fact that her family doesn't know is all the is all the things you need to know that all of this is fake. Now it would appear that Kim Porter's, rabbit hole, like it's drying up, right? Like this whole lane of profit off of Kim Porter's last words, like that money glitch is drying up. So it looks like he's pivoting to another scheme. Right, he reveals that he is now in possession of tapes that will shut down Hollywood and music executives. Hinting towards another book he's about to drop soon, where he's gonna lie about how somebody confessed and say on tapes all these horrible things about music executives. Man, this dude have managed to not get sued for a decade now, and I wonder what his saving grace is.
There's a claim that Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes?
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist, yeah.
Well, let's
That are on
ponder around that.
There's
The investigators in the case that is now filed,
yes.
right, say that they are in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes,
Sure.
as well as baby oil, as well as all of the other things that
Yes.
they found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now facing,
Federal government.
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in the book,
Yes.
that she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage, right? And maybe that it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them, and like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
Yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay.
This dude is a skilled manipulator. He hints at this flash drive that apparently have tapes on the flash drive as well as Kim Porter's last words. You see, he's mixing a bunch of truths in with his cap and his BS. Because of course it's truths that Diddy has free calls. And Diddy filmed his free calls, and sometimes in those free calls were some very powerful people. There's also truth that Diddy abused Kim Porter for years. There's also proof that the feds is in possession of some of those tapes. That's facts. But what's not true is him being in possession of some of those tapes as well. But he mixed the truth with the lies to sort of just parade this idea that he's in possession of something so powerful and he's a credible source. But if you want to know what's on those tapes, man, stay tuned for the next book.
The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
Get NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV to watch up to 4 games live at once with multi-view. Watch every game, every Sunday.
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes, and some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet. That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them. If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when, okay?
So you did. These are other things that you didn't include in, and why did you keep that?
Correct, because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay, if I showed one of these tapes,
So
tell me right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad.
This is what happens when we don't treat mentally ill kids early. This is one of those schizophrenic kids, who just went through life undetected, like went through middle school, high school, and we all just ignored how much of a pathological liar they were. We just all ignored the signs there. They came with new stories and new lies out the blue for absolutely no reason, and we just sort of ignored it. And they went through life undiagnosed, and now they are undiagnosed adults doing things like this. Sir, what makes you think we believe you, bro? For what instance do you think would make us believe that you, out of everyone in the world, you got the Diddy tape? You got the aha the Fed's been looking for that can implicate music executives, Hollywood executives, and tear down the entire industry. And the feds don't got those tapes. Yo, if a tape like that was in your possession, you'll be receiving a subpoena by tomorrow morning from the feds. Cut it out.
We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history. 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it. But it's just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has. But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But you can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
I would say this. Let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has.
Also, a sign this dude is a mentally ill, schizophrenic. He can't just answer a direct question, he never just answered the direct question. He always takes laps around the question, Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? You think he's telling the truth? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video here somewhere on my screen. Like somewhere here on my screen. Alright? To find out the Breakfast Club has done it again, people. Now at this point, I'm starting to think it's intentional, right? The unintentional owning and destroying of the Breakfast Club, I'm starting to think this is all being orchestrated and planned. So the Breakfast Club invites on another conservative voice, Byron Donald. Now, Byron Donald is known for going on these Democratic platforms like CNN and turning them every way but loose, straight up whooping them in every debate possible. Like, this man is astute. So, per usual, they invited on, right, at least one Democratic shield and lapdog. Angela Rye was the lapdog they invited on this time around. She's the lapdog they've been inviting on as of lately. So when she came on, her goal there is to sort of like pander to Kamala Harris and sort of dispel, debunk, and try to make Byron Donald look crazy whenever he goes after Kamala Harris. That's the only reason she's there.
He listens all the time, so I gotta give a shout to Mason.
Salute to Mason. Thank you, Mason.
Your favorite TV shows are on YouTube. Enjoy the latest releases. Get Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, MGM Plus.
Thank you, Mason.
Congressman, you just mentioned that you attended FAMU, but graduated from Florida State. We know that Donald Trump committed $255 million annually to HBCUs, while the Biden administration invested more than $16 billion since fiscal year 2021 to HBCUs, averaging more than $4 billion annually.
This is insane. Within a minute of the interview starting, where it's supposed to be playful banner, this man is speaking about how much his son Mason loves the Breakfast Club, and Angela Rye interrupts this man speaking about his son before he even got a chance to drink some water. She's already like reading off stats off the rap sheet of how Trump gave less money to HBCUs than Biden. Trump gave $250 million a year. Biden gave $4 billion a year. And he's like, bro, like, bro, can I drink some water? Bro, Biden isn't even running for president. Like, can I drink some water right now, bro? Like, but it just goes to show, bro, like, how eager, right? right? You know, Angela Wright is to spew off whatever agenda she's here to spew off, right? And also goes to show, bro, like she's strictly here. She's only here, right, to be a Democratic shield. Because it makes no sense, bro. Yo, you can't even have a playful banner, bro, 1 minute into an interview, bro. Right? But then they go ahead and starts to, like, attack him for, I guess, being pro-Trump. They start off with the Trump is racist nonsense, and he cooks. I mean, he cooks.
Yeah, question, right? Yeah. So, I want to go back a little bit. So you were arrested before for marijuana.
Yeah.
You were arrested for bank fraud.
Yeah.
You're also of Caribbean descent.
Yeah.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
When you hear Donald Trump talk about some of the other brothers that were arrested and taking out that full ad in the paper, or you hear them talking about Haitian people eating dogs and cats, you still stand by them and what they believe in? If you do, why?
Oh, what a perfect idea. Applying today's standards to actions from yesteryears. Let's apply that evenly. It's such a brilliant idea. Let's go down the line and apply that to everyone, not just Trump. Trump was wrong for asking for innocent men to go to prison. The Central Park Five was innocent, but Trump didn't know that. The news was reporting that they confessed to the most heinous actions ever. Trump was wrong. He got to eat that. But you know what's worse than Trump asking for innocent men to go to prison? Kamala Harris actually locking up innocent men, finding out they were innocent and doing everything in her power to keep them in prison. That's what's worse than Trump asking for innocent men to go to prison. Or if we're judging people by today's standards, well, let's judge Kamala Harris by her own standards. Kamala Harris is doing interviews left and right claiming how people should not be in prison for non-violent marijuana charges. Kamala Harris was locking up people in the masses for non-violent marijuana charges in her heyday. So let's judge her by her standards today. In her heyday, she was evil at her standards. You see how that's really dumb? But he cooks them. You know, like he gives them everything they are asking for. I'm just adding whatever I have to ask.
Well, a couple things.
So
First,
you give it a second chance, because like you should have been, but
yeah.
you know, why do you still stand by them if you do?
Well, I think you also got to acknowledge that when he was president, he also did the First Step Act, which undid a lot of the issues with the '94 crime bill that a lot of politicians, including the current president, were for. He undid that when he was president of the United States. I think second chances are important in society. I think everybody's for it. You know what happened with the Central Park Five? I was 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade when that was going down in New York.
Yeah.
I can't really speak to that, but what I also
It was all over the paper.
Oh, I know. It was everywhere. You couldn't escape it.
We around the same age, so we seen it everywhere.
You couldn't escape it. But what I would also add is that in 2000, Donald Trump was a member of the Reform Party. Most people don't talk about this. He was a member of the Reform Party. When David Duke joined the Reform Party, he left. He famously said, I can't be associated with that party because they let David Duke come in. That man is a Klansman. When he bought Mar-a-Lago, he desegregated Mar-a-Lago. At the time when he bought it, only white people were allowed in Mar-a-Lago. He desegregated that, allowed black people and Jewish people to be a part of Mar-a-Lago. So I think that when you start going down the road of the past, you have to take a man in his totality.
The most hilarious part of this interview is whenever he cooks or he sounds a little bit too reasonable, they quickly pivot onto something else. So once he debunks the Trump thing, they didn't even offer up a response or retort. They just quickly moved on to something else they felt like they had a gotcha, right? And that's what's currently wrong with these interviews I see when the Breakfast Club brings on a conservative voice. It's all about a gotcha moment, opposed to actually having a meaningful conversation. So I guess Angela Ryan thought, I probably can't prove that Trump is racist. Now I'll be right. Like, do I think that Trump is a good person? Probably not. None of us are good people. I'm a bad person. You're a bad person. We're all bad people. By our definition of standards of good and bad, we're all bad people. So nobody is a good person in my eyes, right? Or very few people are good people. So is Trump a bad person? Probably. But is he a racist? Probably not. And that's fine. Right? You know, it's his right to be a bad person. Just don't try to paint him as a racist, right? So they pivot to a particular argument they believe they could get him on, which is January 6th. Now, I'll be real, he offers up the best defense of Trump's actions on January 6th. Because I don't think, listen, I'm not somebody who would ever offer up a defense for what Trump did on January 6th. But he sort of offered up the perfect defense I've ever seen, which is applying the same principles of let's hold everyone by y'all standards. Let's hold everyone by the same standards you're trying to hold Trump for. I can concede Trump's actions is wrong on January 6th if you concede that your contemporary, your peer, your Democratic peer, that his actions was also wrong too. Watch how he flips it perfectly. And
what's up, Angel?
Sorry, just on this same point, you talked about taking the man in his totality.
Yeah.
So one of those things in his totality is what happened on January 6th, which was your first term in Congress.
Yeah.
Do you think he should be held accountable? Donald Trump should be held accountable for his role in the January 6th insurrection?
Well, I mean, listen, first of all, I would tell you that everybody's responsible for their own actions. Just like I'm not going to blame friends or blame anybody else for the things I've done wrong in my life. I'm not going to put that on him. I'm not going to run around and blame Bernie Sanders for the fact that Steve Scalise was shot. Because if you go back and look at when Steve Scalise, who's the current leader in the House of Representatives, who almost died at a congressional baseball practice. Hold on, let me explain this. I'm going to come back to January 6th.
Yeah, please do.
No, of course. The shooter that almost killed Steve Scalise, the Republican leader, he said vehemently that the reason why he went to the congressional baseball practice of Republicans to shoot it up was because he felt that Republicans were going to take away health care.
And he thought the Republicans taking away health care was a great enough fear that he went and did what he did because Bernie Sanders and the Democrats were running on that particular talking point at that particular time. Fear-mongering is one of the most dangerous things in politics that we don't discuss enough. Obviously, the most common and popular example of where fear-mongering gets us is the Donald Trump assassination attempt. It's no coincidence that Democrats, Joe Biden and others were spewing that Donald Trump wanted to be a dictator, that Donald Trump is going to destroy the democracy, that Donald Trump is the Antichrist himself, and that Donald Trump gets shot at twice. So if we're saying that Donald Trump's words on January 6th led people to doing things at the Capitol, then wouldn't you hold Bernie Sanders and other Democrats at that particular time that left that softball game getting shot up? Won't you hold Joe Biden accountable for a Donald Trump assassination attempt? You see, when you apply the same principles to everybody, you then start to see how ridiculous, like the principles you're trying to apply to leaders.
And what he had heard from the rest was that was dangerous, and his Republicans had been stopped. So I'm going to translate that to January 6th. The shooter is the one that perpetrated that crime. I'm not going to put that on Bernie Sanders, who he cited as the rhetoric around why he went to the congressional baseball practice. That's a shooter that almost killed Steve Scalise. Let me translate. Donald Trump authorized 10,000 National Guard troops. I'm on the oversight committee. He actually authorized 10,000 troops on January 4th, 2 days before January 6th, obviously. So if you're going to say that you incited an insurrection, then how are you also going to authorize 10,000 National Guard troops to be at the Capitol? Are you inciting or are you not? Because the record is he authorized the troops. Nancy Pelosi and Muriel Bowser and New York City did not want to keep the Capitol. Muriel Bowser signed on January 5th, wanting the National Guard troops to be on track. The funny thing about January 5th, 2021 is that nobody was in D.C. because D.C.'s rules around COVID-19 had been tight. So National Guard authorized by Trump.
However, I am on the opposite side. I do believe that Joe Biden, should be held accountable for his record, and that should be set into Trump not once but twice. I do believe that Trump should be held accountable for his government of January 6th. That that should be technically false. Thank you for that. Right? What I'm talking about is giving the power to government, giving power to citizens, it was going to hold him accountable. So yes, Trump is at fault for his rhetoric on claiming the election was stolen, claiming here claiming that he was the president.
I swear, after we cop these badges, we ain't doing nothing. Cause this, man.
No, it literally doesn't. But Andrew Rod, either A, doesn't know this, or two, Andrew Rod understands, that we have to keep the fear-mongering going.
500?
We have to fear-mongering
Yeah,
the American
no.
public and tell, apparently urban environments, bruh, hey, Trump won't qualify immunity, bruh. Trump is saying it's legal for a police to come into your neighborhood, break every law possible, murder you, and get off free. That's not what that is. But Andrew Rod trying to do, yeah, these posters, because you have a lot of officers who do that job. Okay, it was qualifying you with the legal document to protect the government for the civil lawsuit to make a criminal job with less than 40 and what is the violation of that right if you're outside the world that it's training for that
Here's the main thing, because we can actually go past qualified immunity because this is the place where you refuse to answer.
Well, hey, you debunked me. So here's the main thing. See what she pivots whenever he debunks. What is ridiculous? All she did for his entire interview, bro. At some point, bro, I'm gonna talk like, bro,
I gotta use it again. Fuck.
Really slowed down people from being able to excel. By Kamala? Yeah. Vice president. Oh, Charlemagne. But the president. Charlemagne, listen, man. When Joe Biden wanted to do his American Rescue Plan, Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate. She broke the tie that started this inflation that has hurt so many people in our country. Everybody listening to your show. It's not true.
That's the end of the game. Thank you everyone for making it out to the game, and we hope you had a great time. Drive home safe, and we'll see you next time.
I wish for it, bro. I yearn for the day, bro, that I get a fair, unbiased, real interview on the Breakfast Club, bro. they're committed to bringing Angela Rod. They're committed to working on behalf of the Democrats, bro. And we would never get just a fair, unbiased interview, bro. Because they don't act this way when they bring on the Democrats, right? The closest was Jill Stein, and she's the Green Party. Like, that was the closest pushback to any radical person on the left. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right? And if you're still watching this, man, click on this video somewhere on my screen, somewhere here to find out why Diddy is in more trouble than we know. Apparently, the Diddy this video here to find out who might be on that list. I'm see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
I keep gotta move.
Oh my god, bro, the backdoor clip is crazy.
agree with Giannis. Ain't no way I'm getting burnt, bro. Bro, I'm trash at 2K. As you can tell, I'm losing right now.
Stop.
Let's go, Giannis. Yes, sir. I don't have donuts on. No, I don't even know how to set that up. I don't know how to set that up. I'm just started streaming. I'm kind of new to streaming. I don't really stream like that, so. Come on, Demar. Go, baby. Tie game.
Alright, man, I gotta do one more time. God. God.
It's not good, though. I'm gonna learn the dish of it. Alright.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And joining us courtside, reporter David Aldridge. So with Howard sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. They've got Richard Chet Holmgren out there with Tracy McGrady, and it's Rulin in at the 4 slot. And for Oklahoma City, in the backcourt, we'll see Gilgeous-Alexander and Caruso. The post pair form will be Williams and Holmgren. And it's Dort in at the small forward. And it's going to be Los Angeles off the tip. Here's Ellis. The tray. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Pass to Dort. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Fires the 3, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Williams. Holmgren sets the screen for Williams. Nails the wide open jump shot.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
And you don't see many teams take these shots as often anymore. It's nice to see them take advantage in this area.
Drains the three-pointer. Ellis has got 6 points.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Williams kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren with a screen on McGrady. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He gets that one.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Now, here is McGrady. Pass to Holmgren. To the left wing. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And the jump by Holmgren.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can threat him with the lead pass. Well done.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Thunder. 7-point differential. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And watch out for SGA going to the basket. He will put it on your head if you're not watching. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game. The first one falls. And so Monte Ellis nails both of them.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Lets it go with the 3. That shot, no good. That'll do it for the first half. Los Angeles on top, up 7. And we'll be back with you right after this.
13.
You have to like what we're seeing from Monte Ellis.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
In the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
In the backcourt, we'll see Gilgeous-Alexander and Caruso. Dort and Williams up in the forward positions. And it's Holmgren in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. It's good. McGrady's got the opening bucket to start the second half for Los Angeles.
And he's got all the shots. McGrady makes the mid-range look easy.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, that's blocked. Second chance shot. And he lays it up and in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6.
Hard work pays off with a rebound and a bucket. That's just great fundamentals.
Fires the 3. And that one's good. McGrady's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
And how about getting a hand up on McGrady, especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside?
Ellis against Caruso. Pass to Williams. It's deflected. And Williams throws it down. Now here's Ellis. Driving to the basket. And it's Monte Ellis with the finish.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Down low, here's Dort. The layup off target. And here is Los Angeles now. And that one's good by Maggette.
That one's going to be the final dagger, and these guys can now celebrate.
Market time of death. Does that mean we get to officially enter garbage time? I vote hopefully yes.
And you really have to appreciate the steady effort of Gilgeous-Alexander. The game looks like it comes easy to him, but he is one of the hardest workers on the floor.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And here is Los Angeles now. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
From deep, Brunson. They get it back. Pass to Zeitley. And there's the drive. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.